So we're tasting with Claire Coppi, my manager, and SOMM. I've known Claire for almost 2 years now.
So Nick is the owner, one of the two owners of Mirabelle Wine Bar. He's also running the program at Augustine as well. He's the general manager there. That's our sister bar. He's my boss. And honestly, he's just an all-around incredible person. He is so knowledgeable about wine and wine history, and his palate is incredible, but he's not somebody who's ever had the urge to go down the road, you know, exams, Court of Master Sommeliers. He's not certified, but he is just as, if not more knowledgeable than a lot of certified sommeliers that I have met.
Well, she came into Augustine when I was general managing Augustine. She came into Augustine saying, "Hey, you know, I'm interested in wine. Would you be willing to hire me?" And I said, "Well, we're opening another bar called Mirabelle, and I need a lead somm. So, you know, let's talk when it's ready to go." So as we're ready to go, brought her on, and she's been fantastic from the get-go. Really, honestly, she's probably the one of the best wine people I've ever worked with.
So the white that I chose today is this 2017 Presqu'île Chardonnay from Santa Maria Valley. I actually literally just came from there, picked it up at the winery. It's really beautiful. Santa Barbara County in general, I feel like their wines are incredibly underrated. People just kind of lump them all into Southern California wines, thinking they're going to be super, you know, big, buttery Chardonnays, and they're just lean, elegant, clean, beautiful, structured Chards that I'm really, really falling in love with. And I actually tasted Presqu'île first here at Mirabelle, so Nick knows all about this producer. Pretty sure he's gonna call Chardonnay. Don't know if he's gonna guess that it's from Santa Barbara or Presqu'île, but it'll be interesting to see what he thinks it is.
Her knowledge has been expanding. She's been studying hard. She's been tasting, and the wines that I chose for her today, one she's definitely tasted already. So that is Chione Family Vineyards, their 2006 Sauvignon Blanc, which I believe it is their first vintage of production. They've been around for quite some time, only growing grapes and selling them, but 2006 was, or 2005 or 2006 was their first vintage. This might have been their first vintage of Sauvignon Blanc. She has tasted this, and this is special to me because I've known them for quite some time, a little over a decade, and our first winemaker dinner was with Scott Covington.
Oh, that's so pretty. Yeah, really excited to see what he calls this.
This is the fail-safe Durand. Takes everything with stride. So, because it's a little bit old, there's potential for a little bit of that cork to show through. So we're just gonna filter that real quick. Color's great, showing really nice. Oh yeah, very pretty.
So the red I chose is a very special wine, 1998, Paul Jaboulet La Chapelle from Hermitage in the Northern Rhone. Super special wine for me. Once again, first time I tasted it was here at Mirabelle. Nick opened it up, just like, taste this, and it just blew my mind. And then I actually drank another bottle of this here the night that I passed my certified exam. So very special wine to me, definitely has ties to Mirabelle and Nick, and I thought, what the hell? Let's open this baby up and see what Nick calls it.
Beyond that, little cult favorite of mine, Pellerin, or also known as the Pilgrim, Santa Lucia Highlands, Rosella Vineyards, small winery, not really on the face of anything. Nobody really knows who they are. They're just over-delivering for what their price point is, and I really love them. So I think she'll be thrown a loop for this one. I think she'll nail that one.
Gorgeous color, yes. Alrighty. Oh, so excited. Oh yeah. Oh, that is just so good. It's all that savory meat, pepper. That's just fantastic.
A lot of black cherry, a little pomegranate skin as well. That's showing really lovely. Great aromatics.
There's a lot of pressure on him, so if he messes it up, I might have to quit. Just kidding. Fancy seeing you here.
Thanks.
Jesus.
So, how was your trip?
It was fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, it's really awesome to get to know some new wine regions, become familiar with the winemakers, and,
Yes.
and be surprised and kind of fall in love with wine all over again.
You weren't living on wine before?
No.
No? Kind of burned out?
No, it just, like reinvigorates that passion. Man,
Okay.
find your wines. You want to start with the white?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Pretty, isn't it?
So pretty.
So pretty.
Thanks.
Oh my god.
Why'd you choose this one?
Just because I thought it was pretty typical of where it's from and of that varietal. And I just thought it was a freaking beautiful wine, too. As you'll see as you taste it more. It's got great balance, lovely finish, just a lovely all-around wine.
High acidity. Creamy.
It's a nice texture.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very nice texture. Dry. Is that length?
Yeah.
Is that length?
Really, really good.
Yes. Is that sign language for length?
My sign language.
Your sign language.
The official sommelier sign
Yes.
language for length and finish. That's just lovely.
I think we're just gonna get drunk
Okay.
because we have nowhere to spit.
Oh yeah, no spit bucket. Darn. What will we do?
So,
What are some of the fruit characteristics that you're getting?
slight green apple to yellow apple, nectarine, so bright acidity in the nectarine. So I'm thinking something younger,
Okay.
probably within the last 4 or 5 years
Okay,
for
good.
sure.
So, are you leaning towards old world or new world?
I'm gonna say old world,
Okay.
likely Sauvignon Blanc, Loire.
Are you getting any pyrazines or anything on there?
Are you trying to misguide me, or are you trying to guide me?
Who knows what I'm trying to do, Nick? I don't even know what I'm trying to do.
It goes back to Chardonnay, but that slight tropical note is very much like Sauvignon Blanc. It has richness of Chardonnay, but definitely not Chenin.
Because?
Not waxy enough.
Okay.
In
No
Chardonnay,
waxiness,
I mean, there's weight there, but it's not as heavy as a Chardonnay would be. And if it was New World Chard, it would be. There's not enough. I don't think there's enough residual sugar, enough fruit, enough ripeness. So I keep leaning back to Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna go with my initial thing, whether I'm right or
they're
wrong.
good. Go with your gut.
Yeah, Loire Valley Sauvignon Blanc.
More about, oh, so
Within
you're saying
5
it's a
years.
Sancerre? Or is it a Puy Fusé?
Let's see. You're very expressive.
I am. As is.
Fusé. Fusé.
So you're saying Puy Fusé? What? Like, just throw a year out there. Throw it.
16.
Okay. It is not
Anything I said.
a Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh no.
You were flirting with it. Okay, we'll move on. To the rum. Lovely.
You should just get sounds of us slurping.
Absolutely.
It's like really
We can do some Foley stuff after. That sounds right.
Foley stuff?
Foley artist?
Yeah.
Sound artist?
There you
Anyway.
go. That's a lot of tannins. A lot of tannins.
It's a good amount. Yeah. It's a decent amount. It's not like... It's not bashing me over the head.
This is trippy.
So we've got tannin, how's the acid? Just kind of going through the structure. Because that always helps me kind of narrow my varietals down.
Acid is very balanced, very lovely.
Very pretty balanced.
Great length.
And then what kind of fruit?
It has this kind of a root quality, kind of volcanic root.
A root? A volcanic root?
Root.
A root.
Root.
Not a root.
Rut?
I'm just being an ass.
Surprise.
So it's definitely got some tertiary notes. What other?
So it's showing a little age
Oh.
as the fruit is starting to really dry out.
What kind of fruit?
What?
Talking red, black, what kind of fruit?
Very ripe fruit as well. So red to black fruits.
Okay.
Slightly pruned, slightly oxidized, but not really oxidized.
Just that age.
Initially, I'm thinking Amarone, but
Really?
it has that really rich, inky kind of burnt tire quality as well.
Burnt tire. I love that. I think for this is definitely some of the tertiary notes on here that are going to help you get there. Hopefully.
This is really wild because this also reminds me of Old California as well.
I can see that. Old California. Particular varietal you have in mind with some of this.
But the acid is still too high for Old California. I mean,
when you've had a lot of Old California, that's for sure. I don't know.
I can't even place this.
Yeah?
It's ridiculous.
If you had to, so you're talking about decent acidity, decent tannin, not like ripping tannin, some decent tannin. Talking a lot about some earthy qualities on it. Are you getting it kind of like pepper or black pepper, white pepper, any pyrazines? We both look very grumpy right now.
Grumpy. Am I grumpy?
Grumpy wines.
So,
Yes. Are you going New World? Are you being pulled to the New World on this?
no,
Okay. Because of
Yes.
that acid that's still there? Or?
there's lovely acid. There's lovely acid on there. It has an old world dry note, but there's this slight.
Yeah, it's hard to.
There's a slight like old oak. But tannin is there. So it could be Rhone, hotter climate, ripe fruit. So, all right, it's hard to pinpoint one specific varietal. So I'm going to say older Rhone, like Chateauneuf de Pape. Age, like 20 years plus. Could be Bandol as well, which would be really lovely. But I don't think it's dry enough to be Bandol. So I think it's a little bit more hot. So I'm going to say Rhone, Southern Rhone, Chateauneuf. I can't figure out one varietal, so Grenache, Syrah, somewhere around there. Yeah, 20 plus. Not plus. 15 to 20. So 2000, no, 97.
Okay.
97.
97 Chateauneuf.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay. Ooh.
Wine number 1.
Nice.
You almost had it, New World Shard. Presqu'île 2017.
Oh,
Santa
I
Maria
almost went
Valley.
Northern Rhone too.
And
you
you
picked that
almost-
one. That's so fun.
I did.
Yeah.
I thought
That's
it was
great.
special.
I
It's
got the
very
Rhone
Mirabelle.
part right.
You
just
did get
not
the Rhone part right,
yes.
but you went a little richer, a little
Did
riper.
I say 97?
You said
1 year
97,
off.
so you got very close.
Yeah.
And you did flirt with, especially having just gone to Santa Barbara
Mm-hmm.
and specifically to Presqu'île, the diurnal shifts in that valley there, in that little
Big
valley.
word, diurnal.
So the average, the average difference between your daytime highs and your nighttime lows is huge. I was literally sweating to the point of passing out during the day, and then just wanting to I just freezing at night. So that's really preserving, especially in Santa Maria and Santa Rita Hills, just preserving that structure and that acid. And they're making some really elegant Chardonnays and Pinots, and then some awesome cold climate Syrahs as well. And then, yeah, Jabelet.
Excellent. Thank you very much
Beautiful.
for sharing that.
Of course.
so much
Yeah,
fun.
so it's,
I'm
I
glad
think,
to see that
for me, like what will get you to
Show
the
them.
Northern Rhone would have been like some of the, because there is that kind of like savory, like smoked peppered meat kind of quality on it, not like knocking you over the head like a Koro tea or something, but it's there, and yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good job.
97 Southern Rhone, look at you, dude.
Pretty close.
Damn. You did great. You worked through it.
I mean, I don't think I did fantastic. I think I did great on the Hermitage, but because
I did do great on that.
I think I did. I mean,
Well, you talked your, yeah.
Yeah.
I really didn't think you were going to get there, because you're like, I thought you were going to call like,
I think it was the heat, but I think 98
Yeah.
was a much more warm vintage.
oh, was it?
I think so. But the heat
Yeah.
was throwing me off to that. So, but
No, you did a great
yeah,
job.
but that was really great, and it's
Much
great
better.
to revisit that after a year. I think it's
Yeah,
definitely.
it's been a
I think
little
it's
over a year.
starting to dry out, much more than it was before.
Yeah, it was maybe a little richer last year. Also could be some bottled
Yeah, I think it was much more rich.
And then, yeah, I think these wines in general will just
Those are
surprise
great.
people.
Oh, yeah.
People need to
Those
know
are
more
great.
about some of these Santa Barbara wines because they're just elegant as hell.
Okay, so I'm gonna kick the shit out of you. Is that what's gonna happen?
Apparently.
Okay, great.
I'm looking forward to it. Yay, let's do it. Let's do it. Awesome. Okay. Let's begin.
Go for it.
Yeah,
These are wines that I chose for you, Claire.
You chose them just for me?
Just for you. Yes.
What a guy. That smells great. I must feel like you picked out a lovely Chardonnay for me as well. Because it's got a little bit of that mallow, like a little bit of that toasted butter, and it feels like there's definitely some like lees. It's got that cheesy leesy that I love. And it's got that nice rich ripe yellow apple, a little bit of like lemon curd. Really pretty color though. It's starting to get kind of golden. Oh, that's lovely. That's really pretty. Great finish. Pretty acidity. I feel like this is definitely seeing a little bit of age. The fruit is starting to develop a little bit, and you're getting a little bit more of those like white mushrooms. That fruit fly, he knows what's good. Yeah, so it's starting to get those kind of like tertiary notes coming out, those like white mushrooms, and that I am noticing the lees a little bit more.
He's enjoying it.
Not for much longer. Yeah, really pretty. It's got good acid. which makes me want to go to Old World, but like the fruit is pretty soft, so I almost want to say it's like I'd say it's maybe about like 10 years old. Like a 10-year-old Sonoma Chard is what I want to say.
Why specifically Sonoma?
Just because it has that, because it has the structure, it has the acidity, but I don't feel like it's as high in those structural components as, say, like a Burgundy. I feel like that fruit's a little bit richer.
For Sonoma versus Burgundy?
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, I could be fucking wrong, which I usually am. But yeah, I mean, generally, like, my gut takes me somewhere, and then I talk myself out of it. So before I do that, yeah.
But what's your initial, what was the first thing when you put it to your
When I put it to my nose, my
yeah.
gut told me Chard.
Okay, why?
My gut told me California Chard. Because of that body, that luscious kind of texture that you'll see a little more mallow, you'll see a little more lees stirring and batonnage with, especially like Sonoma.
And then on the palate?
Chardonnay. And on the palate, it's got that bright acid. It's not so tight that it's telling me that it's a super young wine.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think there's a little age on this. No more than 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the fruit too, those like really ripe yellow apples. That little bit of like citrus, but it's starting to get softer. It's not bright citrus zest or like pith.
What about the weight?
It's got really nice weight, which also is telling me a little bit higher alcohol, like slightly higher alcohol, which is giving me slightly warmer climate
What about the
than
color?
Burgundy. Color, once again, is a little deeper, so that's why it's slightly deeper. It's not like, so I'm saying it's no more than 10, because it hasn't really goldened out yet, but I feel like it's getting there. So it's got a little bit of age on it, 5 to 10 years. Yeah, I would say, let's say, what year is it, 2019? Let's say 2012 Sonoma Chard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your
Fuck
final
it.
answer?
Fuck it.
Yeah?
It's my final
Okay,
answer,
all right,
Alex.
Great.
And this is already looking to me like this has more age on it by the color. It's starting to brick out around the edges. It looks gorgeous. Can't wait to smell, Nick. That's gorgeous. Oh, what a treat. You've given me 2 beautiful wines to blind today. How lucky am I? Yeah. So for me, guttural reaction to this is Pinot. How's that acid? Because the tannins are really nice and soft and integrated. Acid's still pretty good. Yeah, medium. And it's got all the lovely drying out, almost like overripe to drying out strawberries and cherries, but then with that kind of like forest flory, mushroomy undercurrent. A little bit of pepper, bacon. Yeah, it's fucking Pinot. Oh no, you wouldn't have given me 2 California wine.
Well, think about what I would give you. Think about what's in the glass.
I know.
Well, think about what I have. Think about what's in
I
the
know, but my mind works too much, and I'm like, what would he give me? Because once again, the weight's a little bit. This is a Burgundy. It's too rich to be Burgundy. That's so pretty.
What
Yeah,
makes
this
it,
is
what
a
makes it
little bit
pretty?
older.
What makes it pretty?
I just love that balance of, it's still got the fruit, though it is drying, but it's got that earth. It's got that complexity. Like I could just, yeah, could sit down and just go on about the,
Cool climate, warm climate?
I mean, because it's such a well-balanced wine, it's definitely at least getting cool at nights. This was never, I don't think, a heavy Pinot. And I don't think you'd ever give me that because that's not what Pinot should be. Pinot should be elegant and earthy and funky. Yeah, I'm going to New World Pinot. And this feels very California to me, like what we've tasted before, like some of the old Sanfords and, you know, not the 82. That 82 is nasty. Yeah. Damn. Because I almost want to go California again. Starting to get tobacco-y and leathery.
Where are you at now?
I'm still in California.
Okay. And why?
I'm, like,
Why California?
Because I just don't think this is Burgundy. It's not as lean.
Okay.
It's still got that fruit. It's got that weight, the weight we were talking about.
So if it were to be California, where in California?
This almost makes me want to say, like, because I was just in Santa Barbara, this almost makes me want to say it's an old.
Okay, so if you're going to say Santa Barbara, what's
like
the difference
80s.
between, let's say, Napa versus Santa Barbara? What are the differences?
Santa Barbara gets a lot cooler.
Okay. So in this one particularly, is this going to be more hot or more cool climate?
Between those two? I mean, well, definitely not Napa. Could be Sonoma again as well. Sonoma or Santa Barbara.
So when you think about that, look at acidity.
Let's. Acidity's lovely, but it's that age that's. I don't know. For me, it's a toss-up between Sonoma.
A little bit, right?
Yeah. Because still there, it's still lovely. But I've had Sonoma Pinot Noirs that can have that level of acid, as well as like the old Sanfords that we've had that taste like that. And then just tacking down a year or two.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say like mid 80s,
Okay.
maybe late 80s, early 90s. Am I gonna be so pissed off when I find out what this is? Yeah. Okay. Say early 90s, like 90, 93 Santa Barbara Pinot.
93 Santa Barbara Pinot.
Fuck it.
Okay.
I don't even want to look over there.
Oh, wait. Close your eyes. Don't look.
Am I gonna slit my wrists?
No. Wine. Wine. Okay. We'll start with the red, because that one was one you worked the hardest on. So, Santa Lucia Highlands,
Fucking hell.
Rosella's Vineyard, 2004.
Okay, so not as old as I thought. That's gorgeous.
Right.
For 2004, fuck me,
Right.
that's great. Sorry.
But I agree that the color and as well
Yeah.
the notes are showing more advanced than what, by being the acidity that's there, I think it's much more young than what if it were
You
to
think
be.
that acid's really ripping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Versus being 30 years old, into
Okay.
his 30s.
Well, 20s.
But yeah, California's great, but also Santa Lucia Highlands is more Central Coast.
Yeah.
So-
Well, further north.
Right. So, which I don't know.
Still, you're
If
getting that coastal.
we've not really poured too many wines other than
Tantara.
the Tantaras,
Yeah, the
which is
Tantara
Santa
vineyards.
Lucia, but
Yeah.
Great winemakers here as well.
That's lovely.
Yeah, really
That's
fun.
freaking lovely.
Very culty. All right, so
Oh, they're culty, are
Very
they?
culty.
Oh.
so the white,
Fuck.
right? You've had this before. Had this over a year ago.
I love that we both go the complete
Right.
opposite. Oh.
Now, that's
I
a-
don't want to slit my wrist.
No, don't do that, because you need to work tomorrow. But
Great, thanks.
it's fascinating to
Wow.
think about, because there's still so many weird aspects to it.
beautiful.
It right. Yeah.
Sauvignon Blanc. I'm not getting any like grapefruit on there. Or I'm getting like No pyrazines at all.
But you've tasted
bell pepper.
their more current
Yes,
releases,
the
which
brighter.
I don't know if you remember what Scott was saying, that they at one point they changed the yeast that they were using. They went to a South African yeast in
Did
more
not
in the
know.
more current vintages. I think in the last,
Which gives it that doughier, lazier kind of.
yeah, more tropical, more of that tropical fruit.
Well, it's
where
that
this
body
is more
and that
Bordeaux
texture, too.
style, yeah.
Jesus. That's. Oh,
That's
I see,
fun,
I
right?
see what you're saying because they changed the yeast, so now it's a little
Yeah.
more tropical. But back then it was more.
And this is their
Bordelais.
first vintage of Sauvignon Blanc.
And I thought it was a Chardonnay. Son of a bitch. That's awesome. Oh, I love being surprised like that. That's
But you,
fantastic.
did you call Sonoma on this? You know, you just said.
I called
yeah.
Sonoma
Yeah, he's not-
Chard.
yeah, Sonoma Chard. But yeah, but Sonoma's
So I got
great.
the least important part right. These are both lovely. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Damn. Let's drink these more, yes?
Yeah, I have a few.
This is great. So we both kind of got half of it, okay?
Yeah, I mean, you got Pinot, Red On, Santa Barbara, great. Yeah,
Yeah. That's awesome. Well done, boss.
good job.
Nice.